Hey, happy Thursday. Hey, it's Russell of Hotels going live just for a couple minutes. You guys know how I do it. I do this daily check-in. Well, this is the daily check-in, right? I do it every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Today is Thursday, so happy Thursday to everybody. It is Thursday, June 12th at 1:30. Okay. I didn't plan to do it at 1:30. I mean, I plan to do it. I always do these daily check-ins. I don't know. I've been doing them in the morning, like 10ish. But something, well, I got other stuff going on, right? I'm not just sitting here waiting. I guess I'm not sitting around waiting to do the daily check-in, but I know I have to do it, right? But normally it's like earlier in the morning, like 10 o'clock, but today it happened to be at 1:30. And I'm getting good at scheduling this thing now, right? Because I'm live on LinkedIn and YouTube, right? So what was the best way to do this is to use this little scheduling feature on is it on YouTube or maybe it's on my platform. It's on Ecamm Live platform because that's the platform I use in order to transmit my show to multiple platforms like YouTube and LinkedIn. So I use Ecamm, right? So it has this scheduling feature. Like you can say, okay, at 1:30 I can do this, and it actually, at first I was afraid to do it. I'm like, I don't know if I could do this. I mean, what is this? What's going to happen if it doesn't do what I wanted to do? Well, it does what I tell it to do. So I guess it's all about that, right? Just being comfortable with, I mean, I'm comfortable with technology. It's just that for some reason I want to be in control of when I go live and not, right? I don't want to have to schedule it. I just want to hit the button, damn it, and okay, I'm live. Okay, I know that part of it. But I said, you know what? If you schedule it, it kind of alerts people. Okay, I said, well, maybe that's a good thing because maybe more people will be on the live. I don't know. So we'll see. But anyway, we are live on LinkedIn, live on YouTube. My comments are open. So if you're on YouTube, feel free to, first of all, like and subscribe to my channel, Russell of Hotels. Make sure you subscribe. That way you get the notifications that I am live or I'm going live. Just like when I schedule it, it'll let you know that Russell's going to go live at 1:30 or whatever the time is. So make sure you guys do that, right? So you can make comments on LinkedIn as well, but they're not in real time. And I cannot put them on the screen. So if you were to have comments, I'm all about engagement, right? Engagement. I'm all about that, right? So I want people to make comments. But if you're going to make comments on this platform while I'm doing this show, make sure you do them on YouTube. That way they do come across on my screen. For whatever reason, Ecamm Live does not enable LinkedIn from coming out. So if you make comments on LinkedIn, I have to go back after the show's over and address the comments. And that's not in real time. But if you're on YouTube, you can simultaneously, I get the comment, I put it on the screen, boom, the whole world sees what the heck you're saying. Okay, and that's what it's all about. So anyway, hope you understand what I'm saying. If not, oh well. I mean, hey, what am I supposed to do? I can't control what y'all looking at. You know what I mean? I can't control everything. But anyway, hope you guys are, I already said that, right? I was going to say, hope you're doing well again. I already said that. So anyway, okay, so the last couple days since I've been back from the fam trip was in Coronado, Discover Coronado. I've been talking about this all week. I'll be talking about it today and tomorrow. So that rounds out the week, right? So today, I always showcase a hotel that I've been to, that I have experienced. Well, this week has been good because I experienced about 4 of them. So today's hotel that I will showcase is Coronado Island Marriott. You guys know that hotel? Love that hotel. They had they have a pickleball court. I actually learned how to do the pickleball thing, and I wasn't going to do it, but this young lady by the name of Molly Campman, did I say that right? Molly Campman, that's what I'm going to say. Molly Campman. Anyway, she Access DMC. And what am I trying to say? She said, you know what? You only live once and you got to get there and try it and all this and that, whatever. Because I wasn't going to do it, right? Because I wasn't dressed and sweaty and everything, right? And then it's funny how the people that are saying you need to play, they're dressed to be sweaty, right? They got their workout gear on and all that. No one said wear your workout gear, right? We're doing tours, so we're not expected to be dressed like that. But anyway, I took one for the team. Okay, well, everyone did. So, so I listened to Molly. I let Molly talk me into it. So I went out there and learned how to do the pickleball thing, right? And they have, I want to say, 8 pickleball courts at the Coronado Island Marriott. They even have a pickleball pro on, that's available to teach you how to play pickleball. So I learned a little bit about some of the rules and how to keep score, how to serve, all that kind of stuff. So and then that competitive juices started coming out, right? So Molly was on the other team, and I'm beating her. I mean, I'm just whooping the pants out for Molly because that's just what I do, right? Um, and she's like, "How do you get that score? You don't have that score." I'm like, whatever, Molly. Okay, so you got me out here. Now I'm playing, right? Well, I only played about 30 minutes because guess what? I started sweating, and I'm like, I didn't come here to sweat. Okay, so I had to take a seat and watch everybody else play. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Definitely fun. Definitely glad I did it. So if you're going to the Coronado Island Marriott, make sure you bring your. Well, I'm sure they have the pickleball paddles and all that stuff. You don't have to bring anything. You just show up and say, "Where's the pickleball court? Show me to that, and I want to play." So anyway, just thought I'd mention that. But let's see what else. Let's move. Let's move on, shall we? And these daily check-ins don't have to be that long. I tend to make them that long because I like to talk. I like to talk. So anyway, so just in case you did not know, this is what's happening, right? Just in case you didn't know, I'm one of the top 50 social media influencers in global hospitality for 2025, right? 2025 is not even over, right? We're already talking about it, right? So there you go. So the International Hospitality Institute, they create this distinction, and so shout out to them and thank you so much for, um, you know, um, making me one of those people, right? So this is not everyone. That's 9 people. If you're looking at the page, it's 9 people on there. I just wanted to show the page I was on, right? So I'm at the bottom in the middle, right? So just in case you didn't know that was me, that's me. A couple of my colleagues and friends are on there. So Pablo Torres, he's in London, and then we got Paula C. She's in Brazil, right? So I mean, these people are global. That's why it's called social media influencers in global hospitality for 2025. So yeah, so they both do a podcast. They both do. They're both good at what they do, right? And I happen to know them because they've been on my show. I've been on their show, so that's why I'm giving them a shout out because I happen to know them. But congratulations to everyone else as well. It's 49 other people other than myself. So I just wanted to put this out here because if I don't mention it, you probably don't know, right? If you don't watch this show, you don't know that I'm one of these people. This distinction has been given to me and a number of other people as well. But I'm only going to mention the people that I know. So, but no, once again, thank you so much for people that know about this, people that support me, and through all the stuff that I've been doing over since 2019 in this industry, as far as the podcast and all that stuff is concerned. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. So a blog. Okay, so every time I do this show, as well as On Air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show that everyone's talking about, I always have a topic. And well, I have a topic today too, but it's always on the blog, right? So you don't have to write anything down. You don't have to commit it to memory. It's on my blog. So how do you get to my blog? Just go to russellofhotels.com, go to the blog, drop down, hit that button, bing, and everything I talk about will be there. Like today's topic will be there. Past topics will be there as well. So if you're on my website, just peruse and get comfortable with it, get familiar with it, because there's a lot of information there. A lot of information for anybody in hospitality or people that don't understand this world of hospitality that we live in, right? Because there's a lot of good information out there, and my job is to make sure everyone knows what the heck, how to navigate yourself through a hotel or around a hotel when it comes to groups and things like that. Because I kind of talk about those things a lot, group business and how to get group business, as well as what's a fam trip. That's what I'm on this week. What's a fam trip and what should you do after a fam trip? I talked about that yesterday. If you didn't check out yesterday's daily check-in, make sure you check it out. If you didn't check out episode 300 of On Air with Russell of Hotels. I talk about some things right there as well. So I do 2 shows a week, and it's 5 days a week doing something. Okay, so there you go. And they're always live on LinkedIn, live on YouTube with the replay on those same platforms. So LinkedIn and YouTube are my platforms of choice, just in case you did not know. So let's move on. Let's move on. So, okay, so this is the topic for today. Topic for today brought to you by Discover Coronado. So isn't that great right there? I just happened to just tie that in there. Got the Discover Coronado logo there. You know, I've been talking about Discover Coronado all week, as well as the hotels that we went to. So why not showcase Discover Coronado as well, right? So why not have them, sponsor the topic for today? Well, they are. Okay, so are you leveraging your fam trip content? Okay, so this is not just for the fam trips, but a lot of people, when we do, like myself, okay, I'm a meeting professional or hotel site selection. I have a hotel site selection company, right, called Russell of Hotels. Damn, you didn't know that? So, what am I trying to say? So I take a lot of photos, right? I got probably a couple thousand in my phone right now, right, that I can just create some content for a hotel or for Russell of Hotels or whatever the heck I'm doing, right? Because I'm all about creating that brand awareness, because everyone doesn't know your hotel exists. Just like they don't know Russell of Hotels exists or Russell L. Edmond. My job is to make sure people do know that, right? So that's why I have this platform to do that. But all the work I put in, 300 shows and umpteen of these daily check-ins, I mean, one thing that I fall short in is that they still don't know. They still don't know who I am. Just like hotels that are out there, just like Discover Coronado, everyone does not know these things exist, right? Until we start putting things out there. We have to create this brand awareness for our brands that we represent. It all starts with us first, though, right? So just like, say, did you ever have you ever heard of Access DMC? No, maybe this is the first time you ever heard of it, right? And Molly Catman. Okay, so Molly Catman is a sales manager with Access DMC, right? So I happened to meet her the other day. She didn't know I existed. I didn't know she existed. So now we know, right? Now we're connected together on LinkedIn and all this kind of stuff. She left me a note this morning. Thank you so much, Molly. I appreciate that. So shout out to Molly Catman. I appreciate you for the pickleball thing, as well as she didn't know that I vlogged and did all these kind of things, right? Well, now you know, right? So there you go. So I talk about this stuff when I'm, at these fam trips or trade shows or conferences that I attend. But people, sometimes they believe you, sometimes they don't, or sometimes they have to look for themselves, right? So I'm glad you did. I'm glad you left me a note. Thank you so much, and hopefully we can continue, the dialogue, and maybe you can come on the show and talk about what the heck is a DMC? How'd you get in this industry? And how can DMC help? How can they help people out, right? Or help groups or whatever the heck it is. You come on and talk about DMC. I don't think I've ever had anyone from a DMC on the show. So there you go. The invitation is out there for you, Molly. So just to make sure you just reach out to me, and you know how to get a hold of me, right? So there you go. But anyway, are you leveraging all those damn photos and videos in your camera, right? So are you leveraging your fam trip content? So like I said, it's not limited to just fam trips. It's limited to anytime you're in a hotel, you happen to be taking photos. What do you do with those photos? Especially if you're a meeting professional, what are you doing? Or what if you're the actual hotel? Maybe you work for the hotel. What are you doing with the photos that you have? What are you guys doing? You're darn sure not posting like you should, because I follow 100,000 hotels and not everyone posts. For whatever reason, I don't understand. I mean, I don't understand. They're doing it for whatever reason. They don't do it for whatever reason, right? I just don't understand why they don't post as much as they probably should. So anyway, let's get into it. Number one, don't let it sit in your camera roll. Why would you just take these photos and just let them just sit in your camera roll? Don't even take them. You took photos and videos for a reason. Use them. Schedule 2 to 3 posts over the next week highlighting different hotels, venues, or experiences. So one thing that I do, and of course this comes from me, right? I'm talking about this stuff because I do it all the time, right? So I've been taking photos all week. I was there. I was in Discover, or I was in Coronado Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Okay, part of the day, Tuesday. So I was taking photos of the hotel I stayed in, which was the Lowe's Coronado. We went to the Marriott. We went to the Glorietta. We went to the Hotel Dale. We took photos of each one of these hotels, right? So that's how I'm showcasing the Marriott because I was happened to be there. So I'm taking photos. So any hotel that I go into, it doesn't have to be a fam trip. It can just be a Russell of hotels, right? Because sometimes I go into hotels, I just make it my office of the day just to get out of my office at home. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go and just kind of chill out at the hotel, have me a coffee or a tea, and just watch what's going on and learn about the hotel. You know, hang out in the lobby, get that free Wi-Fi that's always there, and walk around and get familiar with that hotel. And why not take you guys along with me? Why not, do a live from there or take some photos and videos and then create some content at a later time. So that way you're familiar with what I'm doing. That's one thing. And then you're familiar with the hotel, or you get familiar with that hotel. At least you've heard of it before, right? So there you go. So that's what it's all about. So don't just let it sit on your camera roll. Use it. I took these pictures for a reason, right? I took all this time. I edited the videos. I mean, make sure they're not dark. They're kind of highlighted them or whatever. I mean, those are things you should do. Number two, turn moments into marketing. What? Turn moments into marketing? What does that mean, Russell? Tag the properties, CVBs or DMOs you visit, or maybe even a DMC. Tag them and like, hey, and transportation, right? Because DMCs do like transportation. Access DMC, help me out, boo boo boo, thank you, and just tag them on, you're in this, you're about to get your attendees are getting on these shuttles, this whole row of shuttles, right? It's like 10 shuttles, like hundreds of people getting on these shuttles, and you're taking video, and then you say, thank you, Access DMC. Boom. Who's not gonna look that up? Did you know that it's like 65% of the people that will watch a video just like this, okay? So 65% of the people that are watching are gonna see that logo that says Discover Coronado and look that up. 65% of the people. That's not Russell saying this. These are just stats. These are stats that are out there that anybody can access. 65% of the people that will look at this video will see Discover Coronado and they will look it up. Like, okay, what is Coronado? I haven't been there before. Remember, not everyone that's watching this is in California. They could be somewhere on the East Coast or whatever, looking for, a warmer climate for the summer. Hello, let's think about it. So, so 65%, it may be more than that, but let's just say 65%. But 65% of people will look up like a logo like that, or if I put Russell of Hotels logo, 65% of the people that are watching will look that up. So there's power in videos, right? There's power in doing these lives. There's power in not just keeping those photos and videos in your phone and not using them. Okay, so turn moments into marketing. Tag the property, CVBs, DMOs, or DMCs, right? Mention what makes each location stand out for meetings or group travel. Right, so there you go. So if I'm showing the Marriott Hotel, I just mentioned pickleball, so your group can have a team building activity. I just mentioned that, right? Did I also mention how many rooms did the hotel have? No, I didn't mention that yet. So they have 300 guest rooms, 44,871 square feet of meeting space. Got to know that, right? The last time it was renovated, everybody wants to know, well, when was the hotel renovated last? 2019. Just so you know. When was it built? 1999. That was a good year. Was 1999 a good year? I don't know. But anyway, so I just gave you some information about that particular hotel. Let's see. What's the third one? Number 3, position yourself as the expert. What? Fam trips show that you're active in the industry. Yeah, if you don't go to fam trips, I mean, not everyone goes to fam trips. Not everyone has time. If you're a meeting planner, sometimes you don't even have time to do it. I was talking to, what's his name? Nate. And I said, hey, how were you able to come to this? Because I know we're all busy, right? But I know this Nate is busy. I mean, he's on the go all the time. And I said, Nate, how'd you get a chance to, or how do you which fam trips are more important that you attend? And he said the local ones. This one was more local than anything, so he didn't have to get on the plane to go because he is in LA just like I'm in LA, right? I'm in LA half the time. So so he said it was easy to get down here, didn't have to get on the plane, whatever. So that's why he was able to do that, right? So there you go. I mean, that's what it's all about. So um but you have to attend something. You have to let people know that you're there because then that way they take your word serious. Like, okay, if he's posting things about this, that means he's been there. Maybe he's experienced that hotel before. Maybe he knows a little bit of what he's talking about, right? So position yourself as the expert. Fam trips show that you're active in the industry. Boom, there you go. Share your perspective as a trusted site selection professional who's been there. I've been at this hotel, right? So that's why I'm talking about it. I will never showcase any hotel on this show, as well as the show that I do on air with Russell of Hotels, that I have never experienced. I get people all the time that send me videos and photos. Hey, can you put this logo on on your show that you do? I'm like, no. Have I been there before? No, I don't think so. But okay, well, give me a call. Let's have a conversation. Invite me out, and then maybe I can do that at that point, right? But no, if I've never been to your hotel, if I've never been to your restaurant, if I ever use your DMC, I'm not going to talk about you, and I'm not going to showcase your logo or anything like that. That's called logo placement, okay? So no, I'm not doing that. I'm not creating brand awareness for somewhere I have not been, okay? So if and that's fine. That's what I do, but I have to have experienced it first, right? So I was in Coronado. Of course, I'm going to showcase the heck out of Coronado and any hotel in Coronado that I've been to. So there you go. So that's how it works for me. But anyway, position yourself as an expert. That was number 3. Number 2, turn moments into marketing. Okay. And number 1, don't let your photos sit in your camera roll. Why did you take the pictures? You took them to use them, right? At least that's what I think. That's what I would hope. But sometimes people, get caught up on stuff. Anyway, show number 301. I just did show 300 a couple days ago, right? So if you have not checked that out, I did it on Tuesday. It's here on LinkedIn. It's there on YouTube. It's in the archives, right? And in fact, all of my videos, I never delete them. They will be there forever. Long after I'm gone, they will be there. People like 30 years from now, they'd be like, oh my God, who was this Russell Hotels guy? This guy was ahead of his time. You know what I mean? He was a badass, That's what they're going to be saying long after I'm gone, right? So it could be before 30 years. Oh, man. But anyway, so yeah. So show number 301 will be on Tuesday. All my on air with Russell of Hotels are always on Tuesday at 1 o'clock PST. Always. They've always been on Tuesday since January 27, 2019. That's when I started. That's the day it was on. That's the time it came on. And it will always be that time, right? Every now and then, if I can't do a Tuesday at 1 o'clock, I will change the dates, but that's just for that one show. I think I've done that maybe 3 times since I've started this. So, I have the flexibility to do that if I need to, because sometimes if I want a guest on and the guest can only make it on a certain day, because I've actually moved to Wednesday one time because this guest that I wanted on the show couldn't do it on Tuesday. So I said, you know what? For you, I'll change it because guess what? I got that power to do it. So there you go. Anyway, so make sure you check that out. 301. Yeah, we're going to keep going until I can't do it anymore. So yeah, I'm at 300. Yeah, that was a big milestone, but maybe it hasn't really kicked in that 300 is a lot, right? Because, the average length of a podcast only goes 6 episodes. That's the average length because people get like, no one's watching, no one cares. This things that people tell me it sucks. All that, you know what? If I listen to all that stuff, I wouldn't do things either. But no, I'm not trying to get involved in all that. So I'm just gonna do it until I physically can't do it anymore. Okay, and that's gonna be a long time. So I'm gonna be like 90 doing it. Hey, if Russell Hotels here. Damn it, did you book that hotel wrong? If you didn't, you need to. I'm become more ornery in my old age. So anyway, what else? Where else am I? So you know that On Air with Russell of Hotels is on every Tuesday, 1 p.m. PST, live on LinkedIn, live on YouTube. And then the last thing, oh, there's a couple ladies there. This is part of the fam trip, right? So these ladies were part of the fam trip. We're eating breakfast at the Marriott. It was just a beautiful setting outside. Thank God it was kind of overcast, so it's not really sunny out there. So that's good because I don't like too much heat anyway. But it was, I mean, it had umbrellas and everything around, but it was very nice setting. Food looked amazing. I mean, I had fruit for the most part. That's about what I had. They had some chilaquiles, but I don't eat eggs, right? I don't eat regular eggs. I am a vegan, okay? So, did they have enough for me? No, probably not. No, they didn't. I did have the chips, and I said, you know what? They have different types of salsa. They had the red and the green. I said, you know what? Just pour that stuff on there. And they had some radishes, and I called it a day. But they did have some fruit as well. Uh, but just a little bit of advice for the culinary team over at the Marriott, the Coronado Island Marriott. Oatmeal is a good thing, right? A bowl of oatmeal, or maybe they have the little oatmeal is inexpensive, right? I know if it's inexpensive in my house, it's inexpensive anywhere else, right? So it's okay to have a small little container or pot or whatever of oatmeal with some brown sugar and some fruit and maybe some, slivered almonds. I've seen that before, right? So slivered, not chopped, not sliced, slivered. And that would be great. That goes with anything, any breakfast, and that will solve the issue of someone that does not eat meat, okay? Or eggs or dairy, because it's not egg. I mean, there's no eggs in it, there's no meat, there's no dairy in there, right? Boom. That's the easiest thing to do. And oatmeal, it doesn't, I don't know how much it costs to serve one person. It doesn't cost anything. So, what I do is I look at things like that, and is it because I'm who I am? Yeah, it is. Yeah, and sometimes it can be about me, right? No, I'm joking about that. It's not about me, but it's about when I go to like a breakfast or whatever, no matter what the hotel is, I'm looking at the creativity of what's being made out there. Is there a lot of thought in back of that? Even not just for me, but everyone else. Is it a lot of thought back there? Does it take into account that, the area that you're in? Yeah, it did. I mean, there's a lot of, Mexican influence in the food, that was served, which was great. Like I said, chilaquiles. Okay, that's good. Okay, if I would eat, I mean, I did eat the chips and just the salsa. Maybe they could have something else, a little more to that, right? Maybe an egg substitute. They do have egg substitutes, right? So, and if you know ahead of time that you have at least one person that, will not eat some of this other stuff, like I said, an alternative would be just the oatmeal, and that person would be just happy. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's filling, and that's good. Or more fruit, more variety of fruit. I think that would be a good thing. So, of course, I'm always going to say those things because that's just how I am. And then, like I said, I look for the creativity of a culinary staff, especially when I'm planning the meeting. I'm the hotel site selection person, and a lot of my clients, they have attendees that have different dietary needs. Not everyone eats everything. Okay, some people are very picky. Some people are gluten free. All this kind of stuff, right? Well, you have to ask. Well, can your chef do this? Can your chef do that? Do you have oatmeal in the back? Whatever the heck it is. So there you go. So just make sure we are conscious of those things. And this is going out to my hotel partners and DMC partners, or DMO partners, excuse me, that make sure you're asking those questions. Make sure they are as creative, because a lot of seasoned planners are going to ask that question because they've dealt with this before. And I deal with it all the time as far as how creative can they be. One thing that I find out is, like, if it's say if it's a sit down lunch or whatever, and it's plated. It's not buffet. It's plated, and you ask for the vegetarian meal or the vegan meal. I can tell right away, is that chef or the people in the back, are they creative, or are they just throwing something on a plate and just throwing it out there? Um, the presentation is everything, okay, for that person. So I've been in situations where the presentation was like blah, and people are like, "What is that? Oh my God, oh, that's what you're eating? Did you get enough?" That kind of thing. Or I've been in a situation where like, "Oh my God, what is that? I want that." Which one do you think you want? I want that one, right? The one that everybody's like in awe about it. I mean, I've seen it where servers will come out and they're just showcasing what they have. They don't even People don't even know what it is because it's covered, right? They put it up, they present it on the plate in front of you, take the lid off. Oh my God, I want that. What is that? That looks better than what I have. Is it good? Does it have flavor? I mean, so just it's all about wowing everybody, not just a couple few people. Okay, so if you can do that, despite what people's dietary preferences are, everyone's different. Everybody's going to continue to be different. Okay, so let's just make sure we're conscious of who's going to be there. There's only like 10, 15 people, so I mean, there you go. So always gonna be conscious of that. So, or just be conscious of that. So there you go. There you go. So anyway, that is it for today. Did I say? I don't think I said this. My information is right there below. Russell at russellofhotels.com. So if you have any questions at all, my email, that's probably the best way to get a hold of me. Russell at russellofhotels.com. You can go to my website, russellofhotels.com. My email is on there, as well as my phone number. So people can pick up the phone and call and say, "Hey, I saw you did this. I saw you did that. Yeah, I want to be on your show. Hey, can you come down here and take photos and put them on your show? Well, I'd love to do that. Showcase my hotel." And that's fine. Whatever you want to do, whatever. Hey, my information is there. I'm accessible, 100% accessible. And I'm on every social platform as well. So feel free to DM me, slide into my DMs, or instant message me, or whatever the heck we're calling it these days. I'm there. You can't hide. You can't hide. I mean, you can't expect results if you're hiding. You got to be visible, right? Visible is a strategy. It's not luck. Did you guys know that, people finding you is not luck? If you're more visible than other people, meaning you're visible on social media, right? It's part of your strategy. It's part of my strategy to do this show, to do On Air with Russell Hotels, to post things on IG or TikTok or whatever. It's part of my strategy. It's not luck, right? So visibility is not luck. It's strategy. So when I say we within this hospitality industry, hotels, DMOs, DMCs, need to be more, what's the word that people use? They be more, I was gonna say intent. No, it's not that. What's the word? I can't remember the word. Damn it. Anyway, they need to be more or something. Okay, but anyway, no, they need to let people know what their intent is. Show people that, okay, I need people to know my brand is, I need people to know my brand is there, and I need people to be aware of my brand. So, intentional. That's it. People need to be more intentional with their marketing efforts. If that's it's in social media. That's what I'm talking about, right? So be intentional about what you want, what you're looking for. What do you do? Who you are? If you work for a DMC, we need to be posting stuff about what the DMC does, or what the heck is a DMC? Because I guarantee a lot of people don't know. People within the space and within the hospitality space know. Yeah, we know. But people outside, you got to bring it down for everybody, right? Everybody stayed in hotels before, right? But when it comes to doing group business, group contracts, all that, a lot of people don't even know you have to do a contract. A lot of people don't even know that 10 rooms or more is considered a group. Those are the things, and there's things that come along with a group that don't come along with a single reservation. I was just at another hotel the other day, and if you book 20 rooms or more, you have access, the planner has access to this like little marketplace, with all this high-end snacks and drinks and beverages and beer and wine and champagne. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? I didn't know this. So all I gotta do is book 200 rooms or more, and then you get the key to the cast, the key to the castle, right? I didn't know that. I didn't know some hotels had that kind of thing, right? So I'm like, okay, well, all I gotta do is book 200 or more, and then I got access to this thing as well, right? This VIP access that no one else could come into. So I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. I need to know that. So, but yeah, so we need to be aware. We need to be more intentional about what we're posting, who we're posting it to, what we're posting about, what we do, how we can be beneficial to you, your client, or whatever. And let people know who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. That's it. That's all you need to do. You remember the old elevator pitch? Oh, you got to get on the elevator and you got 30 seconds to, tell people what the heck you do. Just limit it to who you are, what you do, and how you can help. Limit it to that. If they want more information, get off the elevator and start and keep talking, okay? Or exchange phone numbers or whatever, email, whatever, and do all that, right? So those are things that we should do. Those are things we need to do more of. So visibility leads to brand awareness. Brand awareness leads to brand excitement, and brand excitement leads to business. And that's what you want, right? Now, it takes a while to get to that point, the business part, because a lot of people think that branding is automatically going to lead to business. Well, branding is creating that awareness factor, right? Now I know this company exists. Now I know what they do. Now I know they exist, okay? It takes time for it to get to that point where now all of a sudden it's business, right? Okay, now I'm making money from it, right? But you got to start somewhere, right? You got to start somewhere. You can't expect results if you're hiding. Visibility is not luck, it's strategy. There you go. That's it. So happy Thursday to everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining this daily check-in with Russell of Hotels. Any questions at all, feel free. I just gave you my information. It's right there. Or just go to russelloфhotels.com. My email and my phone number is there. So however you want to get a hold of me, that's how I want to talk to you, or how I want to communicate too. It's all about you. It's never about me. So anyway, I'm at 37 minutes, right? Normally this takes about 15 to 20 minutes. But like I said, I get a little winded, get a little talkative. And next thing you know, where we are, we're at damn near 40 minutes. But anyway, I'm out. So you guys have a great day. And tomorrow is Friday. So guess what? I'll be here tomorrow as well. Same time. No, not same time. Same show, same platform. Live on LinkedIn, live on YouTube. Great day. And as always, peace.